Welcome back to my channel and into my home. And if this is your first time visiting me today, I want to welcome you too. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? Well, due to an illness, we know what I'm talking about. So due to that illness, I haven't been able to maintain my tidy home with my routines. So I want to reset all those areas so that way I can start fresh. So you're going to be seeing me do a mixture of 3 of my routines. I'll be doing my morning routine, my evening routine, and then my weekly power hour routine. This list will reset my home and it'll have me ready to pick up on my daily routines. Okay, so we're going to get started here in the bedroom. Okay, so I've done a couple of loads of laundry and I'm going to go ahead and get that folded up and put away. Alright, so I want to reassure you that I'm taking very good care of myself. I am about 3 days past being sick, so I'm feeling much better than what I was. And you're seeing me do this video, but you're not seeing the breaks that I'm taking in between. So rest assured, I am resting in between the things that you see me doing. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the laundry and we're going to get that folded and put away. Alright, I want to thank the subscriber that gave me the tip of putting my clothes on the hanger. So she said that you feed your arm through one armhole of your shirt. And that way you can stack a whole lot on here. This has really come in handy, especially with these velvet hangers. Because sometimes they're so difficult to feed the shirt through it. It like gets stuck or something. So I'm really liking this idea, and I thank you so much for the tip. So, and then you just put it on like that. Super easy peasy. So much easier. Let me know if you do this at your house. Last night I ordered my groceries. It's going to be delivered here this morning. Now, I really like going into the grocery store because I like the normalcy of shopping in the grocery store, and I also prefer to choose my own produce. However, I'm still trying to heal and get my strength back, so grocery delivery it is. Yes, I'm folding my underwear right here for everybody to see, but what the heck, it's really not that big of a deal, right? Anyways, I just wanted to show you that I roll them up and I stick them in this container. Everything's nice and neat in here. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick wet dust of the furniture, and I'm also going to use these electronic wipes and wipe down the front of the TV. This is the first time that I'm using these electronic wipes. I had a sweet subscriber caution me about spraying my TV screen, so I took her suggestion and I got these electronic wipes. When I dust my furniture, I also dust these shutters. I treat these like a piece of furniture because, let's be honest, they cost as much as a nice piece of furniture. Alright, before my groceries get delivered, I'm going to go ahead and finish my morning routine. I'm going to be putting the dishes in the dishwasher, and then I'm going to quickly clean out my refrigerator. Now, I won't be doing a deep clean because I do the deep cleaning of the refrigerator during my zone cleaning. But each week I do like to wipe out any obvious spills that might be in the refrigerator and clean out any of the old containers with the leftovers in it and stuff. A lot of this produce has gone bad. Much of it is only about a week old, but because I keep it in these plastic bags, they just weren't protected. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you a product that I got in that keeps your produce fresher for longer. I'm super excited to try it out. I have a lot of leftovers because while I was sick, Madeline was making me food. She was insistent that I eat.
So I was able to eat a little bit of pretty much everything that she brought. Of course, I didn't share it with my husband because I opened it up and I didn't want to get him sick. So. Typically when I empty out my containers, I like to empty them into the trash. But I went ahead and I put everything in the garbage disposal this time because the trash man isn't coming for another few days. So I didn't want the food to be sitting in the trash out in the garage. It's very hot here in Texas, and we have to keep our trash cans in the garage for our HOA. So I did not want that smell in the garage. So I went ahead and I just dumped it down into the garbage disposal. Now I am putting a little bit of bleach in here just because I want to be sure that everything is disinfected. And now I'm going to use this hot soapy water to clean out my refrigerator.
So while my groceries are on their way, I wanted to share with you some produce bags that I got in. I'm really excited to use these. If you know Madeline, my daughter, she is very crunchy. She doesn't use a lot of plastic, any of that kind of stuff. So she uses something like this. And what she does is she takes these into the grocery store with her. And she puts her produce into the individual bags instead of using those little plastic bags. I've read that each mesh bag has the potential to eliminate 1,000 produce bags over its lifetime. That is amazing. 1,000 per bag. Look at all these bags. Amazing. They come in all sizes. Look at these little ones for your dill and your, all your fresh spices. Put them in the little bags. amazing. I can't wait for my produce to get here because I'm going to show you how I'm going to use these. Alright, so here are a few things I picked up. These cauliflower crust pizzas, these are delicious. I got a couple of black beans, got some more minced garlic, some oats, salt, pure organic maple syrup, my favorite coffee creamer, got some organic celery, limes. Sometimes I like to just throw these in the microwave and eat them for lunch. Got some portobello mushrooms that I'm going to be making for a dinner tonight. I got a whole head of cauliflower. I like these for snacks, these edamame in the pods. Put them in the microwave, put a little bit of salt, and you can eat these. It's kind of like chips or popcorn when you're sitting and watching a movie. These are really good. So I got a couple of those. Let's come over here. Okay, we got some Brussels sprouts. My husband and I really like these. We got some corn on the cob. I like to take these and just cut the corn off the cob and cook them up. They're really good that way. I got some dark chocolate because I'm going to be making some energy bowls, and it calls for dark chocolate. I got the organic semi-sweet one. All right, so in all these bags, let's take a look at what we have here. So I have a couple of asparagus. There's one bag I would be saving. I got a couple of jalapenos. You know, these bags really hold in the moisture, which causes a lot of this stuff to wilt. So there's 2 bags. These are my avocados. 3 bags. 4 bags for my tomatoes, potatoes, my organic tomatoes. So that's 4 bags. Here's for my organic carrots. That's 5 bags. Okay, let's come over here. All right, I got more green onions because the other ones we're not doing so good. So there's 6 bags. I got some zucchini and squash. 7 bags. 8 bags. I got 1 orange because I only needed 1 orange for a recipe that I'm going to be making. So. And then cilantro. We live in Texas. We eat a lot of cilantro in Texas. So how many bags was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. 9, 10 bags. 10 produce bags for the small order of food that I ordered. I also got some basmati rice, some oyster crackers, and some corn tortillas.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put all the different vegetables into the different bags. Like I said, I'm not pre-washing them, but you are free to pre-wash yours if that's what you choose. I'm just choosing not to do that today. Okay, I'm going to show you a little up close of these bags. Obviously these are reusable, so you just go ahead and wash them out and let them dry. You can also use these if you want to put a sandwich in it for lunches, maybe to go on a picnic, things like that. These are really great quality. I'm going to show you the inside of one here too. So as you can see, it's kind of a mesh in there, but yet it's got like a little bit of a plastic lining on the outside of it. It has a Ziploc type zipper on the top of it, so that way everything stays fresh. And look at all the bags that I've saved.
Take it and squeeze out some of the air, and then it easily gets back up. Again, I'm going to take it, squeeze out some of that air, zip it back up. And I can see what's in there. I don't know if you can tell that on camera, but you can see what's inside your bag. Except for maybe this purple one. Obviously it's a much darker color, so, but again, I'm just going to squeeze it. Let me tell you what I'm noticing. Like with the green onions and the cilantro, you know, those things smell to high heaven sometimes. And I'm not getting any smell out of the bag. So when I bring it to my nose, there's no smell. That's awesome, because you know those plastic bags, they have a lot of smell to them. And I also like that I can put a lot of vegetables in here, whereas opposed to some of the plastic containers that I was keeping my vegetables in, it took up a lot of space in my refrigerator. I would have to stack them up on top of each other, and it just took up a lot of space. I like to go ahead and have all my produce in these bins where they're supposed to be, and I like these bags because they just lay everything flat and nice, and there's not a lot of bags everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Those plastic bags just get in the way of everything. These are those little jalapenos, but you could also put your, like I said, you can put your fresh spices in there, but I didn't get any fresh spices this time, so I'm excited to use those small ones for my fresh spices. Anyways, look at all those bags that fit in there. Amazing. I think I had 10 plastic bags, so there's approximately about 10 in here of these bags, so amazing. They all fit in there. Now look at all the space that I have up in here. Like typically all that would be in plastic containers that I would have lined up in here. But it just took up so much space and became overwhelming at times. So anyways, there you go. Okay friends, it's been 4 days since I've put the food into the Epare bags. So I want to show you how fresh my vegetables are. Let's look at this. This is my green onion. Remember the last green onion was very flimsy. These are still very crisp. Can you hear them? Still very crisp in there. And again, I'm not getting a smell inside my refrigerator from these bags. These bags are also waterproof. You could fill this full of water and it would not come out. Would not seep out. Then I like to get some of that extra air out. Now let's check the asparagus, because we know how that is. Now I've already eaten one bag of asparagus. We had that for dinner. This is another one. Again, this is 4 days later. Yes, very nice. Now I did not wash it before I put it in there, because you don't want to get water all down in there and then stick it in the bag. So I like to not pre-wash it before I put it in the bags. And these are still very nice. The heads are still very firm. Yes, very nice. So I would definitely suggest these Epare bags. You get 10 of them and it really saves on all that plastic that you're just going to bring home and throw away. So what I'll do is I'll take these into the supermarket and then just put my things in there and not even use those plastic bags at all. That way I'm not throwing any of that stuff away. Just come in, put it in your fridge, and you're good to go. I'm really pleased with these. I'll link these down in the description box for you. Again. All right, so when I was sick, this is pretty much where I stayed. I laid right there on the couch. I have my heating pad there. You can see I also have this little air conditioner. It just blew right on me. Felt so good. I will link this one. I know I got it on Amazon, and I usually use it at my desk. But this thing really has a lot of power. Kept me nice and cool. Then of course I've got my Tylenol, thing of water, all that. But I've also got lots of little dog fur on the couch, so I need to get that cleaned up. I've already washed all the blankets. Those are already clean. Indigo is back with me. And there's Olive Grace. She was my sidekick the whole time I wasn't feeling well. She laid right next to me. So look at these sweet babies. Just look at these sweet babies. Yeah, that one, she's very silly. This one right here, she is so silly. Yes, she misses her parents, but she loves staying with her grams too. Right, Indigo? You love staying with your grams? Yeah? Are you showing your smile? Are you showing your underbites? Yes. Oh, you are a sweet girl. And Grammy loves you. Yes. And Olive Grace, what are you doing? Olive, can you sit? Olive Grace, can you sit and say hello? Olive Grace, look at Mama. Hi, baby. Tell him what a good girl you were. Oh, yes. These two compete against each other on who's going to get Mama and Grammy's love. Yeah. And I love them both equally. Yes, I do. Okay, let's get to cleaning. Can you guys go lay down? Can you go to bed? Go to bed. Good girls. Go to bed. Olive Grace, to bed. Olive, to bed. Thank you. My daughters are always so good to me, but Madeline, when I was sick, she bought me this Stanley cup in my favorite color, blue, and she brought it with some chicken noodle soup. I appreciate her so much. Isn't that sweet? I'm just going to do a quick wipe down in here. Just get a little bit of this fur since I wasn't able to do my my power hour. I just want to quickly dust a few things. In case you're wondering, this has been working really well in here. I was glad to have it when I was sick too, just a little bit more reassurance that it was pulling things out of the air for us. Okay, look at all the fur that came off the carpet that is like a fur magnet. All from that carpet. Crazy, huh? Okay, so here's a quick look in the bathroom. I didn't really use this bathroom when I wasn't feeling well. I used the guest bathroom, but I did take some baths. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean the tub and disinfect things. use power wash in the tub just to give it a good clean, and then I'll go back in and disinfect it. And I'm going to use the spin brush to get in there and get it clean. Okay, I'm going to use the Microban 24 hour. I'm going to go ahead and spray the tub and let it sit. I'm pretty sure it says 10 minutes. Yes. Let's see, 5 minutes. So I'm going to give it a good spray. You want to be sure that everything stays wet with the spray, and then let it sit for 5 minutes. Then I'll rinse it off. Now I'm going to go ahead and step out of the bathroom and let this sit because I don't want to breathe in these fumes. Okay, so it's been sitting for about 5 minutes. I went ahead and I brought in a larger plastic bowl so that I can rinse all this off. Right here is what happens if I don't clean these mirrors every other day. I don't know what it is about husbands, but they somehow splash everything all over those mirrors. Does your husband do that, or is it just mine? If you need a good thermometer, this one right here was a good one. Contactless, you just hover it over your forehead and it gives you a great reading. It's made by Care Talk. I'm pretty sure my husband got it from CVS. This is for a good nasal rinse. Do y'all use neti pots? This is a good idea if you have a sinus infection, anything like that. This will help you. We also use it when we go on airplanes, things like that, just to rinse our nose out of any kind of virus or anything that could have been in the air. This really helps. All right, so let's use my favorite glass cleaner and get these mirrors cleaned back up. Okay friends, I think I've done enough for today. So I want to thank you if you've watched this video all the way through. And if you're new here, I hope that you'll click that subscribe button. And if you do, don't forget to leave your name down in the comment box because I really love to get to know each and every one of my subscribers. And I'll see you again in next Sunday's video. Until then, stay blessed, my friends.